They threw a cake at me, right in front of everyone. Can you imagine that? Being humiliated like that by your own family, because you said no to giving up something that was rightfully yours. And not just anything. A $300,000 apartment I worked hard for. Before I tell you how this all happened, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the like, because this story is going to blow your mind, and you will want to see every moment. I grew up being the one everyone overlooked, the quiet one, the one they thought would never make it. No one believed I could stand on my own feet, let alone own something valuable. While they wasted their time judging and demanding, I was quietly building my life, brick by brick. Then came the family meeting. The day everything exploded. They came with demands, expecting me to just hand over my apartment without question. But I said no. I refused. And that's when everything turned ugly. The cake wasn't just a cake. It was a symbol of their anger, their disrespect, their refusal to accept that I had something they didn't control. I stood there, cake dripping down my face, shocked. But inside, something snapped. I realized this family wasn't just asking for an apartment. They were trying to take away my dignity, my hard work, my independence. But what happened next was something none of them expected. I was ready to fight back, not with anger, but with the truth they never saw coming. This wasn't just about a property anymore. It was about respect. It was about finally showing them that I was not their victim. The room fell silent after the cake hit me. The sticky mess dripping down my face was nothing compared to the shock I saw in their eyes, but I did not flinch. I wiped the cake off slowly, looking each of them in the eye. They wanted to humiliate me, but they had underestimated how much this apartment meant to me, and how far I was willing to go to protect it. They started talking over each other, demanding I hand over the apartment to one of my cousins. "It belongs in the family," they said. "You have no right to keep it all for yourself." But they forgot one thing. This apartment was bought with my own money. Every penny was earned through years of sacrifice and silent hard work, while they doubted me. I raised my voice for the first time. "This apartment is mine. I earned it. No one is taking it from me." The tension in the room spiked. My refusal only made them angrier. Then came the threats, subtle at first, but quickly turning nasty. They told me I was selfish, that I was breaking family ties, that I would regret this decision. Their words hit me harder than the cake ever could, but I stood firm. I was not going to let them bully me into giving up what was rightfully mine. That's when I remembered something I had kept hidden for a long time. A secret I never thought I would have to reveal. A document, proof of ownership, and a few legal agreements signed years ago. I pulled out the papers and laid them on the table. Their faces turned pale as they realized I was ready. "I'm not just standing here to argue," I said, voice steady. "I am standing here to protect what I built, and I have the law on my side." You might think this was the moment they backed down, but no. What happened next shocked even me. The family meeting turned into a battleground, and I was about to show them that this fight was far from over. Before I tell you how this battle unfolded, take a moment and hit that subscribe button, if you haven't already. You will want to see every twist that comes next. Trust me. The tension in the room was thick enough to choke on. They stared at the documents like they'd never seen anything like it before. Proof that this apartment was mine, no strings attached. But instead of backing down, the family grew even more aggressive. Their jealousy turned into something darker. One of my cousins sneered, "You think paper means more than blood? Family comes first. You're going to regret crossing us." The words felt like a punch, but I refused to be intimidated. I reminded them, family doesn't mean taking what isn't theirs. This apartment represents years of struggle I went through alone. I am not giving it up. That's when the insults started flying. They called me selfish, cold, and worse. The room was spinning with anger and accusations, but I held my ground, knowing that giving in would only make me weaker. Suddenly, the door swung open. Everyone turned, surprised. It was my lawyer, the one who had quietly been supporting me, behind the scenes. He stepped in, calm and authoritative, carrying something that would finally tip the scales. With a steady voice, he said, "I've reviewed all the claims and agreements. There is no question. The apartment legally belongs to my client, and if anyone tries to challenge that, they will face serious consequences." The room went silent. The family's confident sneers faded into uneasy glances. They realized this was not just a family dispute anymore. It was a legal battle, one they could very well lose. My lawyer pulled out a set of documents, notices, contracts, and proof of payments that left no room for doubt. I felt a surge of relief and power. This was the turning point. But the biggest shock was yet to come. My lawyer revealed something that none of them expected. Something that would change everything. Before I reveal what that was, think about this. What would you do if your own family tried to take away everything you worked so hard for? Would you fight back or give in? The room was tense, every eye fixed on my lawyer as he pulled out one final document, a letter from a respected real estate company confirming the apartment was fully paid off and registered in my name alone. But that was not the biggest revelation. He looked around slowly, making sure everyone was paying attention. "There's more," he said. "The apartment was purchased under a special trust, which legally protects it from any family claims or disputes. This means, regardless of what anyone here says or threatens, this property cannot be taken or forced into any division." A shocked silence fell. My family exchanged uneasy glances, their earlier confidence shattered. My cousin whispered, "We didn't know it was like this." I took a deep breath and said, "This apartment isn't just a place to live. It's a symbol of everything I've built, without your help, without your support. You wanted me to give it up because you thought I would fold. But I'm still standing." My father's face was pale now, his pride wounded deeper than ever before. He looked at me, and for a moment, there was no anger, just disbelief. The man who had publicly shamed me now realized his son was stronger, smarter, and more determined than he could have imagined. I finished. "If this is what it takes to be part of this family, then maybe it's time I redefine what family means to me." There was no coming back from that. The cake throwing, the insults, the threats, it all faded into the background as the truth stood tall and clear. Before I close this chapter, ask yourself, what would you do if your own family tried to take everything from you? Would you fight or surrender? Thanks for watching. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More stories like this are coming your way.